This is a test of the Boundary Park alert system. This is a test of the Boundary Park alert system. Hello and welcome to the Latics Football 40. Sorry about that, Dave. False start then, Dave. Can
It's okay. Don't worry about it. It's all good. It's all good.
No shirt you're wearing there, Dave?
Thank you. Long sleeved, match worn. Thank you very much, sir.
What number's on the back?
Number can't remember. Number 12. It was worn by Roger Palmer as a sub, but so I've been told. So
yeah.
Stuff.
So you've been told by the person selling it who stuck an extra zero on the back of on the end of the price.
Well.
Yeah. So how are you, Dave? We decided not to bother with travelling with the fog and the cold and all that, didn't we?
Yeah, treacherous conditions, and you don't want the two fit one sexy sidekick and a super core horse getting injured in traffic or getting stuck in traffic.
No, anything can happen. Delph and Dobcross Cricket Club want to know if Dave is on the other side of the world. There was a bit of a lag there, Dave, but you seem to be back within.
It was you who was lagging, I think, but hey, it's fine. I've got great band.
What's new? This is a good message here from CJ, who says Oldham. So thanks for that, CJ. That's quality. Anyway, so right, we've moved to Thursdays. And what have the BBC gone and done? Put FA Cup on a Thursday. Just to take the piss out of us. But that's just for this week, I think. Anyway, so we're hoping to get more callers in on a Thursday because there's no Champions League and all that. So far we've got a new caller. We've got one of our Twitter meltdown lads, Dean Hutchins. So without further ado, let's bring him in because he said he would. He said he was going to try and do it with Barry Owen in the car in Groton, but he's not managed that. How are you, Dean?
How are we all?
Yeah, really good. Yeah, how are you?
Crestfallen, if I'm honest.
I'll have to get that on a t-shirt. Crestfallen, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I can see everything in front of me falling apart, if I'm honest, at the moment. Doom and gloom merchant here.
Go on.
I don't know. It's just, I'll go back to Braintree. Drove home back from that, and I thought, you know what? We'll go up this season. We'll win it. We looked like a well-oiled machine, didn't we, that day? We didn't even have to try. Just went away with a win. And since then, it's just kind of gone downhill, hasn't it? In that game, you lost Conlon. Then you move on to Boxing Day. Everyone's buzzing for it. Everyone's thinking York at home, Stones will be firing. Anyway, that was postponed. Then you get to Hartlepool, New Year, no Conlon, and then lose that game. Played awful, as you've said over the last couple of weeks on the podcast. That was terrible. After that, Stones leaves, and then obviously now there's talk of Clucas leaving. We lined up at Eastleigh. Was it not last night? It was Tuesday, wasn't it? Yeah. No Norwood in the squad. You'll have it just continual like this short-term period is just going to pot. You're lining up with Joe Garner and Dan Gardner, with the legs of Oscar Pistorius between them. Absolutely, they need to retire, don't they? To be honest, and it just feels a bit. You're on the cusp of something, and it's just being taken away. Is how I'm feeling at the moment. That could change, though. I'll throw a little positive in. We don't know what's going to happen, do we, over the next few weeks? Clucas might stay. We might get some signings, but I can only kind of see at the moment that how it's panning out as kind of, as it is. I don't see how it's going to change at the moment, if I'm honest.
Dave, you were feeling pretty grim, weren't you, the other day? Do you empathise with Dean?
I thought the timing couldn't be worse, could it?
It's just all at the same time, isn't it? One after another, one little thing after another.
Would you rather it be now than April, May? I would. And
the problem is, are we going to get to April and May at the moment with a team that's capable of challenging? That's what I'm.
It's a good point, but I think Charsley, Hammond, there's people like that who I think are good players who are still not getting into the squad. How Gardner's getting in there, I have to agree with you.
Yeah,
I don't even know, but maybe it's that little bit of experience in the middle set pieces. But
you rip it. I mean, it feels like the as I mentioned earlier, the cogs of the team are just gone. I think Clucas, Conlon, Norwood, and Stones, them four are probably, there's some other decent players we've got, but them four have been making us tick over, haven't they, for the last few weeks? If you're being on, take them players out, and you just, there's no quality the same in the squad at the moment.
Conlon does all the work that no one else wants to do, and now everyone's gone hiding, haven't they? Like Clucas.
It's noticeable now, isn't it? Like, I was a bit critical of him at the start of the season. I am quite critical of the players, as you might see on Twitter at times. But when he's out of it, you can see what value he adds. To be honest, when you put Gardner in, it's just not the same, is it? Hartlepool was. He can't start games, can he? He's all right.
It was remnants of last season, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was remnants of last season.
Yeah, you just don't want last season to happen, and that's the thing. It almost. We'll have to see what happens over the Clucas contract. If he leaves and it's just short-termism, it's just I don't get it at all, me. I'd rather not have had him at all. I'd rather have not have had Stones or Clucas. I wouldn't have if I knew that they'd be gone by January. I would have rather not had any of them at all at any point.
I mean, the manager's job is to try and strengthen the squad as best he can. And if someone like Clucas is available for a couple of months, he's going to take him. Now, he's not left the club yet. Everyone's talking he's left, and he's not left the club.
He probably will.
We'll have to see.
Not to, wouldn't he?
Well, he'll probably make the decision that he feels is right for him. But I don't think it's. I mean, it's always going to be a short-term deal with Clucas because to get him in the first place was a great little.
In theory,
move.
I suppose we thought we'd had him for the season, and that was it. And then we've learned about this silly clause in the contract where he can leave for a League One club, and everyone's like, "Jesus, he could just walk away at any point." To be honest.
Yeah, but we're not had to buy money. We haven't spent money on him. And look, I mean, it is what it is. The thing is the further down the pecking order you are, and we're in National League now, then the harder it is to keep players, to attract players, and all that kind of stuff. So
I suppose the point is with it though is having them two players. It's almost like here's what you've got. Fans are building, your expectations are building, and then you strip them away. Results start to decline, performances do, and fans are like, not in. It's like Andy said the other day. It's just a depressing. Let's be honest, it's a depressing club to support, really, isn't it?
I mean, you're making it worse, Dean. To be honest,
of course, yeah.
I know what you mean, but Andy's right. There is a collective PTSD kind of thing that kicks in, where it's like, oh my god. The reality is that
it was going so
all right,
well.
We've got a player injured, captain's injured. That happens. That's just tough shit. It happens to every club.
Well,
Norwood's injured. That happens. That happens to every club as well.
Yeah.
He's not our main striker this season in terms of goals. He's hardly scored. Fondop's our main man. He scored most goals. In terms of form, we've lost one game and we've drawn a game. Like that's the reality. It's not exactly a catastrophe. Forest Green have drawn 3 of their last 5. Barnet have drawn 4 of their last 5. York have drawn 1 and lost 1 in the last 5. Same as us. So there's really
I get that, but it's the way the performances have looked the last 2 games versus how they were previous. You just don't want that to, kind of happen over the coming months, do you? Really?
I think with there's talk of 3 people coming in, of which are Dom Telford, I think he could definitely do a job in the National League, albeit he hasn't done very well at Barrow. But when he was at Newport and Crawley, he was banging them in. So he might not have settled. It does happen. We are a striker's graveyard, though, I will say. So, but
Norwood can't be asked either now, can he? I've got a groin strain. I mean, how do you diagnose that? He just didn't want to go Eastleigh, did he? His mate's gone and he can't be asked anymore.
I mean, there's a lot of speculation involved in your theories here, Dean, to be fair, but I mean...
Would you fancy Eastleigh playing next to Mike Fondop on a Tuesday night at Eastleigh, cold?
Oh, yeah, I'd be well up for it. I mean, I have to sit next to Dave most weeks. That's,
He can't be arsed, Fondop. I mean, not Fondop, sorry, Norwood. I've had enough of him now, to be honest.
Look, I mean, I think that's a whole... Well, in that case, it's no big deal, the fact that he's not available, is it?
Well, he only wants to play with Stones, doesn't he? So there's no point in having him around if he's playing with Fondop. He's not motivated.
At least to give Reid half an hour. You've got to give the manager his due. He brought some energy on.
That's the second thing. That's one of the most annoying sagas that it really pisses me off, the Reid thing. Because he's being used there, but we won't see Reid play again, I don't think. I could be wrong, but he's only been used at Eastleigh because it's a desperate situation. He didn't have anyone else. I don't think we'll see him again.
I think he definitely should have started with him. And Garner's got to be seeing out games, not starting for me. I think another frustrating thing is, you're right about with York and that. We did lose some momentum. There's no doubt about that, and that's a real shame. And the game on Saturday is bound to get called off now because of the weather.
Yeah, no, it shouldn't. We've got £1 million pitch. It should be on.
Well, it's not frost-proof, unfortunately, and you spend more than that to get a frost-proof one, unfortunately. But it's going to be for everyone, it's going to be really difficult into the season. There's going to be a lot of games called off. Everybody we follow our club, but other clubs have got injury issues. Other clubs
think they've won it now, don't they? All their fans on Twitter. Seen a few tweets from them last night. It's ours to lose and all this. They can't win away. They're shit away, York as well.
Well, there's no way that they've won it yet. They're only 1 point. They're on the same points as Forest Green. They've got 1 point ahead of Barnet, and then if we win our games in hand, we're breathing right down the neck. So, there's still a long way to go. A long way to go. I do think we need to strengthen, though, but nobody knows that more than Mickey Mellon and the board.
I trust Mellon. I don't necessarily. The thing is, I got a bit of thing for Darren Royal myself. Who's this one? Who is
Wandering Fishman? You're making him feel gloomy.
Does anyone know who he is by person? I'm not sure, to be honest.
No, I don't.
I might know him. I don't know.
No. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Samaritans. This. Well, it's group therapy. That's what it's all about. I mean, Dean obviously needs it, and
it'd be boring if everyone. We're fifth in the league. Okay, positive. There's the positive. But we should be winning this league with this squad this season, I think.
Look, at the beginning of the season, go on, Dave. Sorry.
Go on. I said Ollie Norburn is getting.
Go on.
You sure? Ollie Norburn's getting touted around, and he'd be a good signing in the middle for Latics. There's still they're not going to be daft.
I've heard of a spot of that lad that's been released from Bradford actually at the Soccer Factory today. What's that one?
Corey Evans.
Yeah. I've heard he was spotted there today off a close contact that might have been near the Soccer Factory today. It's not Barry Owen actually.
Look, it's rumor central now, isn't it? That's the thing. There's loads of this stuff going around, but at the beginning of the season, based on last season, which was poor, as we know, I went for fifth and to finish it fifth, and we're currently fifth. So we're on course, and we're probably exceeding some people's expectations. I don't think people expected us to run
we're
away
in the National League. No.
I know we are, but we're in the National League because of what's happened in recent years. We're not, we don't have a billionaire in charge of the club. The Rothwells have pumped a lot of money in, and people are doing their best to get us out of this division, but it's the hardest division to get out of. We've got no divine right to get out of it whatsoever. Not at the first goal, second goal, third goal. I think we're right in the mix. We're right in the mix, and we've just got to keep hoping that.
We've got to go up this season. I do honestly. I worry if we don't go up this season. For I think we could be. If it's not this season, it could be another 3, 4, 5. I think. People will
could be,
leave.
yeah.
Mellon
Could be.
might leave. There's only Rothwell's at some point will be like, bloody hell, season 6, we can't keep bankrolling this. We need to go up, I think.
There's a lot of things in, someone who's, what are they, where's it gone? Like, OAFC, okay, Darren is wasting the Rothwell's money. I don't think that, you think that Darren Royal is given all the money and the Rothwells say, right, go on, Darren, go and spend it as you wish.
Well, what his project on season 1, that was a catastrophe, really, wasn't it? Unsworth long-term contracts, paying off contracts.
He doesn't make these decisions on his own, though, does he? The board, there's a board of directors that make these decisions. It's not all on Darren.
They know, but to be fair, though, the Rothwells claim to know nothing about football, so they're trusting Darren Royal to run that side of things, I think.
Yeah, of course, Darren plays a big part, and I'm not denying that. I'm just saying it's not everything is on Darren. I mean, this makes much more sense. That's
don't need to tell me. I'm not his mate.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, it's not all crap in the chat.
No, I'm saying Barry Owens. Someone's,
look, I mean, the thing is, this is what happens in football and not just football, but people like to point a finger and say, whose fault is it? Whose fault is it? I think that at the end of the day, people that are involved in the football club now, the intentions are good. People are trying to make it work. Mickey Mellon, I think, comes across as somebody who's really, really on board with trying to get this club out of the National League, and he's currently got us in a really good position. There's no doubt about it. In the new year, to be fifth and everything to be so tight, we've got a great chance to get out of this division this season. But we do need to strengthen. I agree that we do need to strengthen, especially if we've got key players going out. If Clucas leaves, Conlon's injured, we do need to make some signings, and we need some players that are in the squad to step up as well. And some of them haven't done that this season, have they?
Yeah,
some have.
I think there's some there that there is some there that aren't good enough. Kay, Jesus Christ, I don't know why that's a standard sub now, isn't it? Lundstram for Kay, and he comes on. I don't know what he is. Awful.
Yeah, look, I mean, I don't like writing players off too soon, because look at Lundstram. He was last season. Everyone was like, oh, he's shy, and then he's been really good this season. Kay was injured. He's not had a good run in the side. So there's I try not to get on players' backs and give them a bit of time. But Charsley, Dave, Hammond, they've shown promise, haven't they?
Charsley, is he on the Reed treatment him or something?
He had a groin strain straight after his first injury, because I think he did his thigh, didn't he? And then he got a groin strain, and then he went playing in the National League Cup to get his fitness, and then he got sent off, and then it's just a culmination of starting, stopping. He's not got the momentum. But from what I saw when he was playing, I thought he was really busy, really good. But Lundstrom's taken that role, hasn't he? Really, to be fair, that attacking midfielder role, because Lundstrom's probably been one of our standout players. However, it's not to say that.
Is that Dave gone?
Yeah, Dave's frozen. Yeah, look at his face. It looks like he's having a poo. It's frozen.
I think at the back, I think we're pretty solid. Apart from the last 2 games, defensively, they'll
apart from set pieces.
yeah, but they've been fine there. They got players that can get forward. They just need to. We'll need to clarify what's going on with Clucas and work from there. Really, get a forward in. We'll see, won't we?
Yeah, just Reese about Darren. He needs to go and be replaced by a director of football. Darren's not a director of football. He's a CEO. He helps run the business. From that point of view, there may be an argument for having a director of football, but that would be a different position. That would be a separate position to the position of the CEO. And so, presumably, football decisions now, we've got Mickey Mellon. Mickey Mellon's the man who's responsible for the football decisions, not Darren. Darren's job is to help facilitate the contracts and get the deals done and everything, isn't it?
Exactly. And things like the Clucas contract don't help, do they? If that's the case, we don't know yet. He was trading today, wasn't he? So we'll see on that one. But if he does leave, I think it's he's a massive player for us, Clucas. we lose that quality. It'll be hard to replace him in Conlon and you know, you've got Gardner. Who else could you bring? We're going to have to bring someone in. They'll bring a defensive midfielder in, I think.
I think they will. And look, Mellon will be working hard to try and bring somebody in. He you know, he's done a good job in his on the whole in his recruitment so far. So you know, you've got to trust him. And look, there's no such thing as the perfect season. Not for Oldham anyway. Not for most clubs. You know, it's fraught with obstacles and difficulties and setbacks. Just to be where we are, let's see what it's like at the end of January. I mean, we don't even know how many games we're going to play by the end of January. We've got, if it keeps weather up like this, it could be a really busy spring.
If Saturday's off, I think, and there's a fixture list next Tuesday, and ours has been pulled, hasn't it? I think we worked out something like we'd have four games in hand on Forest Green and York, and 3 on Barnet or something like that, or in a different order. But you've got to win them games, haven't you?
Yeah, we've got to win them. Yeah, we've got to win them. So go on. Are you? So I mean, obviously, at the minute you've got the New Year blues and all that. But what do you reckon the outcome's going to be at the end of the season?
God, tough at the moment. If you would have asked me after Braintree, I would have said we'd be, you know, after Braintree we were winning the league for me. Now I'm just not sure. It just depends who we bring in. If Clucas leaves, how long Norwood's out for, etc. I'd probably take second or third now, to be honest, and then one home playoff game and then a Wembley trip. I'd probably take that now if you ask me. So
you reckon we're still good enough to make the playoffs then?
I think we'll finish. To be honest, yeah, of course. I can't see him dropping out of that now. It would be. I mean, we said last season was a catastrophe not making the playoffs. If they didn't make the playoffs now, we might as well pack it in, really, haven't we?
Yeah. Well, we weren't good enough last season. We didn't have a good enough team, and this season we're a much improved side, and we're more than capable of making the playoffs. So I'm not too worried about the playoffs. I think it's the automatic thing.
Yeah. I'd say second or
third.
third. Like I said, it's one home game, and then you're in the final, and then you'd see what happens.
Yeah. Right. Just thanks for getting in touch, Dean. Do appreciate it. I appreciate new callers. So
would you take Barry Owen on the call?
I don't see the point, to be honest with you.
He wouldn't join anyway, would he? Really?
Would he? Because there's just no point because he's just a. It's all been said about him, hasn't it? So, but yeah, I mean, it'd be amusing to see him pop up in the chat and then give me a decision to make. But I can't see it. Well, he's your mate. You see if you can get him on.
No, he's not. I'll engage with anyone if I'm being honest. So there we go.
Nice one. All right,
Looks
Dean.
like
Thanks
you've
for
lost
calling,
Dave.
mate.
Anyway.
Hey.
Looks like you've lost Dave.
I know. Yeah. Oh well. Never mind.
Right.
Cheers, mate. Take care.
Later.
Bye. Right. Let's have a chat with Bradley. All right, Brad.
Hi, lads. You all right?
Yeah. You.
Yeah. I didn't know we supported the Oldham Athletic Rehabilitation Centre for short-term development.
Listen,
what is going on? What is going on? It's so short-sighted that we're signing Sam Clucas and he's just going off. We got Josh Stones. We're just using him to get fit for arrival. Even Mickey Mellon turned around and said, "Well, we've got to get him. He gets firing. You got to keep him getting firing." What we're doing? I remember when we was in League One and we signed Adam Lockwood from Guiseley, and because he couldn't play in Football League at the time, I'm shocked what's going on. We're trying to sign, like, I just listened to Dean. Then he said we signed Corey Evans. He's been out for a year. He's been injured twice already for Bradford. He's 34. We do not have any sellable assets at the club at the moment. We should be signing young players who we can potentially look to get a deal for, not 34-year-olds again who are coming to the end of the career. What's going on?
I think there's definitely an argument for signing younger players like that. I think, but tends to be that younger players that you're putting together are probably a work in progress and not necessarily going to deliver what you want straight away. And we know that the fan base expects promotion this season, so I can understand wanting to sign experienced players. I mean, that's why, Clucas was like 34, but high caliber player. And then you've got other signings like Garner, who, clearly at the end of his career, which is, I don't really, all right, that was last season, but we haven't signed anybody in this window yet, Brad. So let's just hold our horses a little bit. I do think that the Josh Stones thing, him coming, it's kind of rubbed it in our face a bit, hasn't it? That whole coming into that fit thing. I mean, really I can understand people being annoyed at that.
Yeah, it's just been a complete waste of time. We've not got any higher in the league position. We're still fifth. We came as fifth. We've caused Fondop to come out the attack, and he's probably not fit. Well, not match fit. I know he scored, but he's not played for a while. He's played bit part. Obviously, Norwood's injured, so we're left with two strikers, and we got Reid, who's rumoured to be leaving. We shouldn't be selling Reid to a rival like Forest Green or Gateshead, because we're more than likely going to play him. We all know how that story's going to end if we sell him. So when we play him, like say for example, he goes Forest Green, we play it last away game. We know what's going to happen there because it's just Oldham Athletic.
We haven't sold Reid to Forest Green, have we?
No, it's rumoured, but I
think football fans in general, not just Oldham fans, do get excited by rumours that that more often than not turn out to be false. Let's be honest.
That's true, but like I said, with Reid, he's been rumoured for a bit. Obviously, he's had that falling out with Mellon. I'm not his biggest fan, but I'd keep him for the season. If you ask yourself who's in the league, who's in form, it's probably Alex Reid, and we've got him there. You've got to play him.
He should have started against Eastleigh. Really, I mean, I don't know why we didn't. If he's on the bench, if he's in the squad, then get him on the pitch. Like, start the game with him. So, but I mean, again, now it's frustrating because what we'd be saying is on Saturday against Eastleigh again, get him on, get him starting, but we're probably not going to get to play the game because of the weather. So it has been frustrating since Boxing Day. There's no doubt about that. I do feel the frustration. I guess I'm just not quite prepared to go into meltdown about it.
I'm just absolutely lost again. Where we go in again in the season, where we start going well. I looked at the table from this time last year. We beat Dorking. We just got over the line and beat them. We moved to fifth in the table, and then we went on a bit of a run, and then it just fell apart. It feels again where we're coming apart the season. We knew what happened last year. We had Norwood and Stones up front. They were clicking. They did well. Again this season, we've had Norwood and Stones. We've gone well. Both of them are injured. Well, obviously Stone's gone back. Norwood's injured. Same again like last year, and we're relying on other players to chip in. And we just know what's going to happen. It's just all Athletic.
No, we don't. Look, it's this again comes back to Andy's PTSD. It's like we don't know what's going to happen because this is a different season. We've got different players. There's better caliber of player and there's better characters and attitude in there. So, just because we've lost a game and drawn a game and there's, things are going wrong with players like Conlon and Stones now, it doesn't mean that we're guaranteed to have a terrible second half of the season like we did last season. That's just, carrying on and bringing that into this season, past experiences into the present, which, I don't think that is set in stone at all. We might just have had a little blip and we might go on another good run. We don't know what's going to happen.
The problem we've got is it's like another pre-season. We're not bedding in one or two players. We're going to have to bed in 4 players here. So we obviously Norwood's going to be out for a while, as Mellon said. We don't have a striker to play along. Who was going to play alongside him? Conlon's missing, who's a big miss, and obviously if Clucas goes, that's your 2 midfielders, your 2 strikers who were starting.
Yeah, well, Fondop's going to come. Fondop's going to come in. He's been in the team all season. Reid's been training with the team all season and he's in good form. So put him in. That's that solved straight away. And then you've got the issue of the midfield. Well, yeah, maybe you need to put 1 or 2 midfielders in. It's not Clucas. Charsley looked like he was decent early on in the season. You've got to give the lads that we've got a chance to prove themselves, and then also like bring somebody else in. Yeah, I agree. It's not perfect, but we're just disrupting the team. though. That's the thing with these short loan players, these potential short-term contracts. We're disrupting the team, and we don't need a disruption. I agree.
if we're not going to have Stones for the season, we should have said, right, when we're getting Stones, right, we'll loan him now, we'll sign him permanent or loan until the end of the season, and that's that. If anything else, we're not having him. So
it would have been a lot better.
It
would have been a lot better. It would be better to have these players for longer. I totally agree. I'm not. Everybody all the fans wanted Stones back, and I think everyone was disappointed when it was only till January. But if it had been for the season, everyone would have been buzzing. I guess we don't know how difficult it is, and I guess you have to judge Latics against our competitors and how they're doing, don't you? I suppose.
Yeah, and then we look at, like, for example, if Taylor's come, what is it like? He's going back in 2 weeks. We're probably not going to have a game on Saturday. Like, again, he's like that Stretton. We started Stretton and he played 10 minutes. Like, what is the recruitment happening again? Where we're thinking we're going by month signings. Like, again, Drummond, he didn't do anything, but he had pace in the team, so you could see what he was trying to do. But obviously, Chesterfield had injuries and took him back. Again, we need to stop relying on these loan players, because they just go back all the time.
Dallas disrupted the team, didn't he, last season as well? I think Dallas was a massive disruption because he played one good game against Chesterfield, didn't he? And he was a bit part player, but again, he came in with all this hype, and it didn't work, did it? So I have to agree with you there, Brad. But Reed going out on loan and coming back, he'll have a real point to prove if he doesn't leave in January. Which
when you was off, I said that I'd keep him now. I wouldn't sell him to Forest Green. I'm not Reed's biggest fan, but I think we've got a striker who scored 12 in 40. You know, a few against the Dog and Duck, and bloody Stoke City under 8s. But
but he's confident, and that's what we need in strikers.
You've got to score goals whoever you put in front of, aren't you? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think in terms of, I think what we have to remember is there's a difference between during the pre-season and during the season when it comes to signing players. I think you're going to do your business, your main business at the in between seasons. Like we got rid of a lot of players last season. We brought some good quality players into the squad who are, first name on the team sheet type players. And we signed as many of them as we could. And then through the season, you're always then going to be having to pick up loans, pick up players who are out of contract, pick up players who've got injuries and that kind of thing. It's really, really difficult during the season to bring players in. So for me, I didn't expect us to win the league this season. We put ourselves in a position halfway through the season where we were in with a shout. That might have just sort of like raised expectations a bit more, and now we're a bit, worried a bit. I would be happy to finish in the playoffs and have a go at the playoffs, and I would expect then a lot of the players that are in the squad now that are running out of contracts and whatnot will be gone in the summer. We strengthen again, and then I think would be a serious. If I'm saying if we don't go up, which we might do through the playoffs, but you can't go from the quality of the squad that we had last season and the season before. We replacing everybody and get every single position right and every single player right, and so. I think that the permanent signings that we've done, the business that's been done in the summer has been really, really good. I just think it's quite hard once the season's in place to sign good quality players unless you're prepared to throw shitloads of money at it.
The problem we have every year we make an excuse. Oh, we can't compete with Wrexham. We can't compete with Chesterfield. This year we can't compete with York with the money. Next year it'll be we can't compete with Carlisle. Season after that, we can't compete with Macclesfield. And stuff like that. It just keeps happening and happening. We need to concentrate on ourselves. And on the playing side of things, in game, why can we not defend a set piece?
It's horrendous.
Yeah, I know. I don't know.
How many goals do we concede from set pieces? It's a joke. We've probably got just one of the tallest teams in the league. But Hudson sticks on his line. He was like a bloody, tabletop footballer going across his goal on a Tuesday night. We just can't defend him. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, it's poor. I mean, I think all 4 goals were headers, weren't they, on against Eastleigh?
Yeah.
And then Clucas put one in with his head as well, didn't he? That got disallowed, which was never a disallowed goal. But then they should have scored right at the death as well, shouldn't they? So it was, like you said there before to me, it was a point at Eastleigh's not the end of the world. A point on the road's not the end of the world. The performance wasn't good, but I thought second half we were the most dominant side. We had most of the ball, But again, like you said, Brad, we're just too susceptible to these mistakes from set pieces. And then, like, I think it might have been the opportunity that they nearly scored from. Caprice gave away a really, really soft free kick in a position for them to get the ball in the box. Just no need for it. And it's little things like that. But I guess, look, we're in the National League, aren't we? We're a National League team. So, we're just going to have to put with a bit of that shit, aren't we?
Sick to death of visiting these grounds now. I do not want to be visiting these grounds for another year. I'm done. I'm done with travelling these far and out places like bloody Hawkins and your Eastleys. The shit places, temporary stands, no fans, crap places to go. I just want out now of this place. Out of this.
Would you drop Matty Month for Sutton?
No, not a chance. Whoever thinks that, he's daft.
No, he just looks tired. He looks absolutely exhausted. Don't you think?
He's had about 12 days worth of rest.
I'm just saying, he just looks jaded. I think he looks really jaded. His last few performances, especially at Liverpool, he looked like he'd won a competition, to be fair.
Yeah, they all did. They look like they've all been on piss still from the night before. But no, not a chance. He's not dropping. And Sutton, he's all right, but he's got clangers in him, and he does well against the lower teams like your Braintrees and your and stuff like that. We'll put him up against the better teams like your Yorks and Forest Greens. I think that's where he'll probably struggle. I think.
Would you just not give him a rest though? Would you not just rest him? You know what I mean?
You can rest this Saturday when it's off.
Yeah, there's plenty of rest at this time of year, isn't there?
Exactly. It's when we start playing Saturday, Tuesday in a couple of weeks, maybe, but not at the moment. He's the best defender in the league by a country mile. The thing what we're doing at the moment as well, at the middle of the season when we got onto a run, we were passing it round well. And we were going long when we needed to go long. And that just seems like the tactic at Hartlepool, and especially Eastleigh, we just did that diagonal ball. Just lumping it. We didn't really play it on the floor. And we seem easy to read again. But when we start passing it, we do look a good team. We just need to mix it up a little bit.
Yeah. I think, and like the thing is that we've been doing this season when we've been on that good run after the bit of slightly shaky start with too many draws. That's what we were doing. We were an efficient side. We were defending pretty well. We were mixing it up in how we played. We were getting the ball forward quickly, but we were also passing it through the lines and stuff. And we were mixing it up. And I don't see how we can look. Teams go on little spells. They go up and they go down during the season. Even teams that get promoted do that. So it's not unusual. We've lost a game and we've drawn a game. And all right, some of the off-field stuff is there is cause for concern. But the Clucas thing is only a rumor at the minute. We'll have to wait and see. I just wish the game on Saturday was on, so that we could get there, get 3 points, and everyone pick up everyone's mood again.
That's the problem at the moment. It's been it seems ages ago since we last played at home.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we need to get a result on Saturday if we do play. They're saying it's touch and go, aren't they? Saying the ground was soft today, but I can't see it.
Well, if they take the sheets off tomorrow, they'll have to put them back on again, surely, won't they? Because they've done this before. They've taken them off to check the pitch and then left them off, and then it got frozen. So I know it's a bit of a mission taking them on and off.
We're going into a crucial period now where, after obviously, if Eastley's off, then we're going to be back. We're going to have Saturday off, and then we don't play on Tuesday, Wednesday, where it's a full team, full calendar. So again, we're going to be 4 or 5 games behind teams, and then we're going in playing Aldershot, York, Gateshead. And you're thinking, bloody hell, some of these are big games where we were probably going maybe undercooked a little bit.
Yeah.
And
then we got Fylde and Rochdale.
Exactly.
Coming thick and fast now, Brad. It's great.
Exactly.
I can't wait.
We're playing teams round us, and I feel like completely changed. Like I said, Braintree, I left that ground thinking, bloody hell, we could do this, we could win the league. And again, now I'm thinking, bloody hell, we're fighting for playoffs, trying to stay in playoffs. So again, it's PTSD. We've been there, we've done it every year. We know what's Latics. It's just typical Latics, and I don't want it to be like that again. Because
the thing is, right, as I said earlier, it could happen in April. This sort of bad patchy form. We're halfway through the season, so I'd rather it happen now than towards the end of the season. So just as much as it's frustrating, you've got to take the positive now.
And also got to remember, Dave, that we've only lost one and drawn one. It's not, you know.
Yeah, we haven't been battered 3-0, have we? Do you know what I mean? It's not 4-0, 4-1. You know, it's
just one of those.
It's
It's one of those
frustrating
things.
football, and we're scarred from last season being up there, and then they went to that diagonal ball every time. But it's probably because they haven't got Conlon. You know, because to be fair to Conlon, I said to before, he does the jobs that nobody wants, but he usually does start the play, doesn't he? With his passing, he does play those through balls that start the attacks. You know, two or three of the assists this season have come from Conlon playing those. You know, down into the channel balls to Lundstrom or whoever it may be. So.
And Raglan's very predictable. Raglan gets it and pumps it long to Kitchen.
He can't distribute the ball, can he?
That's pretty much it. And so that that's got to change. That can't just be the way that we play. You know, as long as Conlon's out of the side, and you know, you'd want Clucas to be the one doing that, coming looking for the ball. And
Kitchen's played how many games in a row again? It's that same thing. Kitchen, they're not going to drop Kitchen, but maybe it's a case of changing that up a bit and you know putting someone else in his place.
There's a lot of players who are out of favour. They don't seem to get on. Your Hammonds, your Jezzes.
I don't know what that lad has to do. Because I've seen him in the National League Cup. I know it's a National League Cup.
It's a National League Cup. It's again, Dave. It's the under-8s. I think you're sniffing glue tonight.
No, but I've seen him play. But he does show a lot of energy and a lot of endeavour. And when he does come on, he does show that energy. A lot of people have written him off. I think he's a good player because I think he's rather tenacious and he never gives up. He's always running. He's always moving. He moves more than bloody Gardner. So, you know, he's got that bit of, you know, the youth and energy. And he is a good player, but he is a bit of a luxury as well, you know. So that's probably why he's not being picked.
Yeah, like I said, there's a few, like, again, I've not been Josh Kerr's biggest fan. I'm not sure what he offers and stuff, but he seems to be playing him. And Charles's out of favour when I think Charlie was our best player at the start of the season.
Agreed.
I just don't know. I don't know. I don't want to be sick and tired of us again for another season thinking what could have been.
I think, look, this is our lot, innit? We're Oldham fans, and it's tough. It's not easy, and all we can do is keep turning up, and you know.
Do you know any more? Do you know any more about the players who are coming in, Brad? Like Hawk? Is he any good?
Which given, I know that. We had a bid for Sedwin Scott. He decided to go to Carlisle, so he was close to coming. Dom Telford, again, is supposed to be talks on an undisclosed, and I sent him in. There's a few names like Norburn and that Evans. So they're the four which seem to be sticking. But yeah, I heard Sedwin Scott was one of them, but he was rumoured to be signing. He was supposed to be the first one in.
Would you be happy with Telford?
I don't know. It depends what Telford you're going to get. Are you going to get the Newport one, or are you going to get the one at Barrow who's not really scored or played? Where's he going to play? You can't play him up front with Norwood. He's only 5'7". You got to play him with Fondop. He's going to do the running and stuff and win the battles, and Telford's going to be playing off him. Because that's the way we play. We play long, so Fondop's going to have to stay. Fondop's going to have to be the main man again. And
he's got to his touch is horrendous, isn't it? His touch is horrendous. He can't.
It's inconsistent. It's certainly inconsistent, I would say. I mean, Reid looked like he was getting into good positions, and he got close a few times against Eastleigh. He did look pretty lively around the box, and that's what we need. I mean, Norwood has not lived up to his promise for Oldham. He's not been, watching him play. He's the kind of guy he doesn't score from outside the area. He needs the ball in the box, and he's not been busy enough in the box for me. So we need somebody in the box who's alert and getting on the end of stuff and getting in the right positions on the front post, the back post, and the penalty spot, 6-yard area. That's what we need. I mean. Good header from Fondop the other night from the corner. Good header from Raglan as well, to be fair. Good header from there. It was poor defending for the first goal, but it was a good header. And, but we need that Poacher type scorer. And that is desperately what we need, and we haven't got it. And
I think Reid's got that in him, because if you look at the goals he scored for Wilson, he scored that FA Cup one where he just sort of bounced off his shin and went in. That was horrendous. But he is that sort of player in the box if he gets the opportunity. He is a bit more of a Poacher style player, but he can score some screamers from outside the box, and he is a good header as well. He's a good header of the ball, so don't write him off. Everyone says that, I've got this loving for Reed, but I think he's a good striker.
Have you got the Alex Reed poster there behind you?
I've got me.
At this level, he can do it.
Dave. You want to be on his TikTok working out in that gym he goes to all the time. I reckon you and Alex Reed with your tops off in that gym.
Yeah,
there you go.
Get it sorted. Yeah, massaging him.
Exactly. Listen, number one fanboy.
You know, I don't think he's a bad player. I don't think he's a bad player. I really don't.
I'm not too sure, but
I think what it is you need things that are different, don't you? You need combinations of players, and like Reed is something a bit different, and we've said this time and time again when he's not been playing. Sometimes you need to just chuck somebody on who's a bit different, and yeah, we'll see. But yeah. Anyway, we've got a couple more calls to get through, Brad. So thanks for getting in touch, mate.
Cheers, lads. See you later.
Hopefully, see you on Saturday, but I can't see it.
No, see you later, lads.
see you later.
Thanks, Brad.
Cheers. Right, we've got Binman waiting, but we'll just have a quick chat with Ibby first. He's been waiting in the wings. All right, Ibby.
Evening, Matt and Sexy Dave.
Thank you, Ibby.
How are you doing?
I'm all right. We just need a bit signing because I'm feeling a bit down at the moment.
Well, we've not had anybody come on being positive yet. So you're not the only one.
Oh, come on, Ibby.
There's nothing to be positive because Josh Stones, the way it happened and the way it's gone, really put me down. And the club needs to learn from things like this with any players. And last match, the manager was a bit down, upset. You could tell. So we need a bit of signings to come in so it can spark us up because it seems to be a bit gloom at the moment. And I don't want the season to fade away, guys.
It's a good point.
No, nobody does. But is it mainly the fans that are down, though? I think. I mean, Mickey Mellon's always going to be disappointed after a defeat and a game that you've taken the lead in and then you've conceded a soft goal. He's always going to be disappointed in those situations. I wouldn't imagine he's too disappointed, generally speaking, though.
Yeah. I agree with you guys, but we really should have beaten them on Tuesday night, really, because I thought we did a lot and we should have won it.
Are you happy
we did everything that we needed to do? We got back from a 1-0 down into 2-1 up and then gave a stupid goal away again. I mean, it's frustrating. It really is, but,
the confidence is dented from the Hartlepool game. They're on a run. You've just been beat. The way we got beat against Hartlepool, they looked a bit nervy, didn't they, against Eastleigh? But they showed character to come back. And Barnett drew there. Forest York didn't get a result there. They drew. So they're not a bad side, Eastleigh. They're tough to beat. And Kelvin Davies is a very good manager. So I wouldn't say it's the end of the world. And Hartlepool have been on a fantastic form, haven't they? They have been on great form.
Yeah, they were on a good run, weren't they? Yeah.
So we've just played teams who are in form, and that's all it is. And Braintree have been leathered. Wealdstone, they weren't doing really well, and they didn't have Alex Reed playing for them either. So they lost a bit of impetus, but they give us a good run for the money. So, as I say, it's not the end of the world. I'd rather it happen now. The Stones, I'm not even going to talk about it because he's a scumbag. But the way it happened, that's how it is. I
mean, some
fans have been wishing like serious injury on him, which I think is out of order. I want to put that on record now. We shouldn't be doing that. We should just wish the guy well.
He's put himself first, hasn't he? And that's all that any footballer is going to do, really. Yeah, exactly. So I mean, he's not done anything wrong. Wigan haven't done anything wrong. If anything, it's us that have kind of given us, the club itself, and that's the point that the previous callers were making, that we've kind of set ourselves up for the disappointment with Stones. Really, I do get that, but I do also think that sincerely the club must have thought that they were going to sign him, and they were in a good chance of signing him. But York wanted him more clearly and gave him a better package, and there's nothing you can do about that.
The thing is, last season nobody knew who Josh Stones was, and it's Terry McPhillips who picked him out, plucked him out, and I'm sure that Terry McPhillips has got eyes on other players. You know, our recruitment has been so much more better. You know, no disrespect to Steve Thompson and David Hudson, but they just didn't get it right, did they? They really didn't. Kurt Willoughby,
No.
Joe Nuttall, you know, what's that other? I can't remember the names. They were that bad. You know, these are the players that now Terry McPhillips has started picking out. Dom Telford is a tried and tested striker. You know, Josh Hawke, no one's heard of him before he'd come, unless you're like a Tranmere fan or you're really well into your leagues. You know, they've just got to trust the recruitment, and hopefully we'll get. Well, someone said Dan Ward in the comments.
Yeah,
you know, yeah, I have to agree, but just trust the process. I know it's the old cliche, trust the process.
Yeah, it's like I said before, Dave. I think it's a lot easier to sign quality players in the summer than it is during the season. It's you know, it's one of them things. You might get lucky occasionally with the signing during the season, but like at this stage, it's loans and players who are coming back from injury, free agents and stuff like that. So unless, of course, we decide to dip in and buy someone. Obviously, there's a lot of talk of the lad Linney from Altrincham and things like that. You know, going into your rivals and making them an offer. You know, the rivals in our division.
I'm not convinced on that one. I think
I'd rather do that though. I'd rather buy someone that's playing in the league already, you know, and is fully up to match fitness. There's no point bringing people in who are off the pace. We need people in that can step straight into the team and be raring to go.
Well, yeah, it's difficult though, isn't it? You're not going to take someone out of there. It's a tough one. Would you drop Gardner, Ibby?
I wouldn't drop anyone. I like Dan Gardner. He's been a very good player in his career, but age is coming up to him. But we need some signings, Dave. And apparently, Tom Telford it's been a done deal agreed with him. It's more of when the club wants to confirm it. And the other thing is, Corey Evans is at the football club because this afternoon I saw him myself. And Terry McPhillips has brought him in, so it's a matter of seeing how he is. If
he's only played 6 games for Bradford, though, and that's my other concern. Like Matt said, he's not going to be match fit. It's going to take him a bit of time to come into the squad. You know, you've got people like Hammond who are desperate for a game. Charsley who's desperate for a game. We've got Otis Khan who's not getting a game. You know, there's so many. We've got a lot of midfielders, haven't we? You know, it's yeah.
But Dave, there's no harm in looking at players. It's down to the club. Yeah. I won't be telling the club who's to sign who. But Dom Telford is definitely a done deal. It's just a matter of when the club wants to announce it. And I really hope he does come in and he does a good job, because a few seasons back he was highly rated, and then for some reason it's just gone downhill for him. And he's a very lad. He's around the area, so hopefully, who knows, we could get a tune out of him.
I watched Telford when Oldham played Newport in the 3-3 draw when Sheridan first away game, and he was absolutely outstanding. He everything that he did. I think he scored one, set up another. He was a different class, but that was like 2 or 3 years ago. But if he can touch that fair form that he was in, like, you know, while with us, I think he could definitely do a job. He's definitely a goal scorer when he gets going.
Yeah, I just hope that we can make some signing and start winning games. I'm just happy that in a way that Josh Stone's matter is over and done with. But I just didn't like the way it was handled. In a way, he's used our football club. And I'll just hope that the people at the football club can start listening and learn from these mistakes, because I wouldn't bring a lone player like this and then he turns out to use us and then goes on. It really hurt me the way it happened, guys.
Oh, it devastated me.
You know what we'll have to know? All we have to do is beat York at Boundary Park, and then no one will give a shit. We'll move on. Josh Stones doesn't score. We'll give him a very frosty welcome, and then hopefully when we go there on Easter Monday, we'll beat him again. That's all we can do. That's the payback. Yeah. That's how you get your own back. Then that's what it's all about. So Right, we'll move on to Binman. Thanks for getting in touch, Ibby.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Bye-bye.
Take care, mate.
Cheers.
Bye. Right, do you think
I love how he
Binman?
does that. He goes, bye-bye.
Yeah, Binman, he's going to bring some positivity and light, because he's the man. Binman.
Hey, lad, you all right?
Are we dropping Manny Mon for Sutton?
Oh. Give me COVID, that comment, Dave.
I just wanted a bit of a reaction in the comments. I think I got it.
No, so, serious questions now, though.
I know.
Right, Binman, are you having a meltdown, or are you still pretty?
No, I'm fine. Mickey Mellon's at the helm.
Yeah, there we go. That's better.
No, it'll be right. No, but seriously, lads, with the callers tonight, I'll agree with most of them what they're saying. Like, these short-term loans and short-term contracts with Lucas, it's hard work. It's not good, is it? But it's just one of them. But questions need to be asked on that Clucas one, because that's not good. It really is not good at all.
It's understandable though when he's a championship player with no club, and the agent's probably protecting his player. It's an agent clause, isn't it? To say he hasn't come in on big money. I know how much he's getting paid, and it's not 3-4 grand a week. It's not that. He doesn't need the money. He's a millionaire. He lives in Stoke, and he just wanted to play football. But obviously, if he gets a run of games, he's going to probably attract interest, and it's just an age. I think it's just the nature of the beast for a player of that quality. As Matt said earlier, he's protecting himself, and he might not go. You might think he's only won the playoffs with Hull in 2016. That's all he's won.
I'd strike a deal with him, mate. I'd say, right, here goes. We'll give you the money what you want, what we think you're worth, and see the season out. If we don't go up, you can leave for free.
Well, he can leave for free anyway, can't he?
Yeah, I know, but I get a deal done now. Get a deal done now till the end of the season. Say, listen, if we go up, then obviously you're going to stay with us. If we don't go up, off you go.
I think a lot of it's going to go down to how much he's enjoying it. To be honest with you, I mean, he's going to places like Eastleigh and Braintree and all this and playing.
Yeah, so do we, Matt.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
it's not good.
I know. But at least you get to drink while you're doing it.
Yeah.
It's the football side of it. He's dropped down significant level playing. In a team that. I mean, all right, it's hit and miss, really. So we win some games by not playing well, and I know every team does that. Successful teams do that, but if he's enjoying it, he might want to stick around. If he's not really enjoying it, it's too much of a drop for him. He might want to move on, and that that was probably his rationale in joining. I'll give it a go, and I'll get fit, and and I don't think you can blame the club for giving it a go.
He's 34 as well, and. Coming to the end of his career, I think it's fair to say, would you want living in Stoke, going all the way to Charlton or Lincoln, 2-3 hours drive, 3 days a week, and then coming back for 2 days? He's not want to be doing that. He wants to be an hour. What's Stoke from Oldham? An hour, max. Hour,
but he's playing though. He's playing. Well. He's 34. He's playing football. Let's say he does join someone in League One. He's probably not going to play as much games as he was down here. He's getting football. He's guaranteed it. He is the first name on the sheet. He's guaranteed it. Best of all,
everyone said that Darren Royals put this clause in. It's not Darren Royals who's put this clause in. It's the agent and the player. It's not Darren. Do you really think Darren Royals?
No, they've had to agree to it in order to sign him. That's clearly what's happened. But the agent it looks after the best interests of the player, and the player himself might have said wanted that clause in there. So look, it is what it is, right? He's in the team at the minute, and he's helped us pick up points. Josh Stones was in the team and helped us pick up points. So we thank them for their efforts. We're grateful for the points. They've moved on. And now it's up to Mellon to get the best out of the players he's got in the squad and to try and sign the best he can. The season is alive and well. We didn't have Clucas for a while in the season. Norwood's not been a massive contributor of goals. Conlon's a miss because he's grown into the side throughout the season. But teams get injuries. That happens. So
I think the criticism of Darren Rowe has been really unfair. People forget what that guy's done for our club. If it wasn't for Darren getting the Rothwells and engineering them to buy the club, We may have been in the 12th tier now. We could have been playing bloody Vauxhall Motors if it weren't for bloody Darren. So do you think the criticism's unfair, Binman?
No, I think questions need to be asked of him as well, though, Dave. Because some decisions he's made has not been good. But that's. I don't want to go on about him though, Dave. Because I don't. I really don't.
We all, Binman, we all make mistakes, and it's not as easy as it's not as easy as we imagine it probably is. It's difficult. There's lots of moving parts. Darren's job is not to recruit and be the football man. His job is to run the football club and to manage, things like, everything. As the CEO, he's responsible for everything. So the health of the club is far, far better now than it was.
It is.
And so nobody's perfect. Nobody gets everything right. And that includes the playing staff and Mickey Mellon and everyone. And all of us as fans, none of us are perfect. Far from it.
No.
So, but we tend to, maybe not. Maybe you, Dave. But sometimes, I think in football, unfortunately, because we're also passionate about our clubs, we're desperate for perfection, and the easy targets are the people that are the most prominent figures in the football clubs, and they get the flack, and that's part of the job. They know.
I just think we're all desperate. We're all desperate to get out of this league, and it goes from Darren to the cleaners to everyone. We're desperate to get out of this league, and it hurts that much when something's gone wrong. We think everything's going to go wrong, and that's it. We've lost, Storms, I know he weren't ours, but we just see it all the time, though, don't we? That something's always going to happen, and it's always us, innit? It's against us all the time, and that's how it comes across. It just never goes our way, doesn't it?
I was trying to think back when I felt so gutted about a player going to another club, and all I could put it down to was when we were going to sign Kilkenny, and then he went to Leeds. That's how I felt with Stones. I was so upset when Kilkenny did that to us, but you could understand it. But the Stones one really got me. I thought I was like, as Matt said on the pod earlier in the week, I had a proper meltdown, like proper, because because we're hurting and we're desperate. We're desperate, so fucking desperate to win something.
And that's where it hurts, doesn't it? And that's why it hurts. But I think this month, lads, it's massive. We need some bodies in. We really, really do. We need a couple of midfielders. We definitely need an attacker. It's without a doubt. Our recruitment is good. Got to be good this month. It's got to be good. Because for me, we have to go up this season. We have to go up. Like Brad said, it next year it'd be like we can't compete with Carlisle. We can't. We just have to go up. We simply have to do it, and I think we'll be in the playoffs. I'm not ruling out the league just yet because anything can happen. But I just think it'd be a bit of a tall order to win the league.
We're only halfway through the season.
The thing is, it's the same. It's like when we were in League One, it was, wow, we can't get relegated to League Two. We can't get relegated to League Two. What? By the end of the world, and we get relegated to League Two. And then obviously we take all the ownership issues and everything out. Then we can't get we got relegated to the National League. Now we're here, and think life goes on. So we're here. So we need to get promoted this season ideally. But if we don't, life will go on, and next season will roll over. And we'll strengthen the squad again, and we'll go again, and we'll be in a stronger position. I look at the likes of Chesterfield, Notts County, Wrexham, and I know they threw a lot more money at it, but it took time. It took incremental building of the squad in order to get to a position where they all failed in the playoffs, maybe more than once before they won the title and before they went more. We have to be prepared for that situation because there are other teams in this division that are further down that process than we are, and that's what I've been saying since the beginning, really, since we joined this division. Barnet, Forest Green have come down there stronger than we are. They've got more money than we have, even though they've only got. Someone just popped in the chat that says Barry Owen. I bet it's not Barry Owen though. If he puts his camera on, then I'll see. But
do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, they have to put the camera on. That's the deal. But there's it takes time, and you I've been saying it all season. You have to prepare yourself for disappointment, because it happens. and that's just the way it goes. But the disappointment hasn't happened yet. We're 5th. We're totally in with a chance of promotion, and let's just keep going with it, and let's get behind it. It's the best season we've had for a long time.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. We've only lost 3. Is it 3? Yeah, 3 games so far. And like you were saying, York are dropping points, Forest Green are dropping. They're all dropping. But like I said, I can't stress enough. Recruitment has to be good this month. We need bodies in because we are going to be playing Saturday, Tuesday. As it's very rare, we're probably now going to get a break where we play Saturday, then Saturday. It's going to be very rare now till the end of the season. We need bodies in. We really do need. We need to strengthen. It's as simple as that.
I agree.
And what do you think of the rumours of who we're looking to sign? Dom Telford? What do you think?
I'd bring Telford in. I know he's not done much at Barrow, but I don't think he's been playing that much, has he? So obviously, probably he's going to go drop down a level, so he'll probably do well here. Like Josh Hawkes, Tranmere fans think he's too good to come down to the National League, so that's a good sign. And who's the other one?
Well, there's Norburn. Is it Norburn?
Norburn, yeah. Bring him in.
Peterborough fans were raving about him until he got his knee injury. I mean, he nearly went to Hull, didn't he, for 800 grand, and then he got a bad knee injury, and then he went from Peterborough to Blackpool. So definitely an option. He's still a League One player, isn't he? Dropping down.
Yeah. Without a doubt, and obviously the rumours of Corey Evans being with us this afternoon. Yeah, he's 30. I've looked at he's 34. He's had a few injuries, but so's Clucas. He's 34. Obviously, probably not had as bad injuries as Evans, but we do need bodies, and we need them fast. Probably blessing this week and it being off, so we can get these players in and get them ready.
Yeah, and again, rest up the knocks and all that you're going to have at this time of year. I mean, the thing is, like Brad said before, though, Binman, you do need young players. You do need that energy, and you need those assets that you can sell on as they progress and get better, rather than older players. But there's if the club took that approach and just started signing loads of young players, we've got the likes of Hammond and Charsley and younger players. They're not making the squad. They're not making the team. Maybe it's Mellon who's like, look, you need guys who know what it's all about and know how to get out of this division. I think there's a threshold when it comes to age. Like obviously 36, 37, 38 is probably too old. 34's on the cusp. You know what I mean? So you've got to get the balance right.
You need people who've been there and done it as well.
Yeah, but you need to get the balance right, don't you? Because players that are in their late 20s and very early 30s are at the peak. So they're hard to sign. And then, if you want to try and achieve something now, i.e. this season or next season, then you've got to try and get people just at the right time in the career. Like Stephen here said that it took Wrexham 2 years when they had the money. But the money that they had was significantly more than to dispose of than we have. Yeah. We can't put ourselves into the same bracket as that because we don't have that kind of money. And we're trying to build a sustainable football club. So patience, unfortunately, and we know that we've had to wait 30 odd years. Some of our fans have never experienced anything remotely like success, so I understand that it's really hard, but the reality of the situation is what it is, and hopefully this season we'll have a very least an entertaining playoff campaign.
I just want a promotion before I die, lads. That's all I want.
Well, just make sure you stay alive a long time, Binman.
Because it is an hard league to get out of, and I know that Frank and the Raphael family, we all want it, don't we? Them especially, we're pumping all that money. We all want it, but we need it to come soon, guys. We really, really do. We need the money's in there at the EFL. You're on Sky all the time now, aren't they? They're getting money left, right, and centre. We have a very decent crowd up there. We're playing like Saturday Eastleigh. They're gonna probably if it is on, they're gonna bring a taxi. It's true. When we get up to the League Two, at least we're going to be playing teams who are going to be bringing 600-700 plus every week. But, You know, 8% of the teams are. It's massive. And you know what? They probably, if we do go up to the Football League, season tickets will probably be cheaper because more fans are going in through the gate, paying in through the away fans. So it is all round. Just get up into that Football League. Just, I don't care how you do it. Just do it. Just do it.
Agreed. And but I think that, I mean, one from, you know, we can't do anything apart from turn up and try and remain positive. I guess that's the only thing, and try and, you know, cheer the team on as best we can and get behind the lads and not get on players' backs and all that.
We've only lost
stuff.
3. We've lost
3 games this season. It's the best season we've had for ages. We're 5th and we're totally in with a chance. We've just got to, we've you know, get back to winning ways, and I think we will. I think we'll. It just depends what our first game back is. That's the question. You know, we don't know what that first game back is going to be. It could be a while with the.
Well, I checked the other day. When Mickey Mellon was at Tranmere, when he got them promoted out the in the playoffs, he had a few rough spells with them in the when they were in the playoffs. So, you know, if anyone's gonna sort the, well, everyone puts it in a bit of a mess at the minute with you know, only winning and not winning and drawing and losing on New Year's Day. People say it's a bit of a blip, but he's the one to take us forward in it. He is. I said it from day one, and I'm Mr. Bradley.
You've said it from day one, Binman. Absolutely no doubt about that.
It's a long season. It's a long.
And Mellon knows what he's doing. So look, I think we'll definitely make the playoffs. And to me, that is what we needed to do this season. Winning the league. If we do, amazing. It will be.
Keep Reid will win the league. Keep Reid will win the league.
Well, second or third is massive because we are at home in the playoffs. And you're one game away from the final. It is top 3 is the target. You know, if we don't go up, there's automatic top 3 is because whoever would play, it'd be a full house. Everyone be bouncing. First playoff in years, and we're one game away from the final. And that's
I don't think I could cope with going to the playoffs. I honestly don't think I could cope. Honestly.
No, but we'd all enjoy the occasion, and that's.
That's what it's all about, though, isn't it? That's what it's all about. You've got to be in it to win it, and if you don't win it, then you know it's gutting, and that's what we're in it for. The emotion, at least you'd get disappointed at the right end of the table rather than disappointed at the wrong end of the table. So I'll take it all day. I don't know David Taylor, but a Latics fan recently passed away, and Bob's just. Mentioning commiserations to the friends and family of David. Sad news. So
condolences with you from the phone in.
Absolutely. I mean, football, It's
funny old
as
game,
Bill Shankly said, it's not life and death, it's more important than that. And it keeps us all out of trouble, don't it? Well, maybe not you, Binman, but it keeps
no, it's always trouble come my way.
Always trouble. You know what? I saw it with Binman at Hartlepool, and he's there in his t-shirt. I
left me caught in the pub.
Yeah, and that's not the first time you've done that, is it? I've seen you before. Where I'm like, what are you doing? I think it was Dorking last season in January. It was freezing. You're there in your t-shirt. Like, where's your coat? Oh, I've left it on the coach.
Yeah, I'm stupid. I was sorting a couple of coats out with Brad, and I left it on, and I realised when I got halfway, I went, "Oh, my coat's in fucking pub." I don't believe this, and I was absolutely freezing.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's cold up there in August, let alone.
You could cut glass with them nipples, couldn't you?
Oh, it was horrendous. But do you reckon it's definitely off then Saturday? I reckon that's it.
I would imagine so.
It's
yeah,
-6, isn't it?
You don't.
You can't even play on 4G at the moment, so you've got no chance if there's any water, ground, water or anything like that. It's like it'd be like concrete, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I think it's a blessing. Like I said, it's a blessing. Let's get some recruitment in and see from there.
Yes, mate. All right. Well, listen, we'll see you when we see you, mate. Take care of yourself and don't forget your coat.
I won't do. Cheers, lads.
Right, take care, mate.
See you in a minute. Bye.
Right, I was going to wrap it up there, but Dave from Nova Scotia is called, so we'll have a very quick chat with Dave from Nova Scotia. All right, mate.
Hi, guys. How's it going?
You can't forget your coat up there, can you?
Sorry?
I say you can't forget your coat in Nova Scotia, can you?
Oh yeah, it can't make its mind up right now whether to stay in the deep freeze or get up to the tropicals of +2 right now.
Right.
It's it's snowing and then it just blizzard and then it's ice and then it's back to melts a little bit and then it's back to snow. So my years of standing in the old Lucas stand at Boundary Park have served me well.
Nice. Yeah. It's not too bad. It's not too unusual for you. What are your feelings, Dave? Are you going to help us finish the show on a bit of a high or what?
Absolutely. Like the meltdown that's been on Twitter has been an absolute complete overreaction on it all. I'm with Andy and I'm with Binman to a certain degree that it's been a complete overreaction, really, where people have lost it over Stones and Clucas. I mean, I'm out of the two, I'm more concerned about losing Clucas, but at the same time, when both these players came in, we were fifth, and now we're still fifth. We've got a bit of depth in midfield as well within the squad. We're in a better place than we were last season regarding the depth of the squad and the club all round. I want to quickly defend Darren Royal because a lot of people need to realise that Darren Royal's a fan of the club. He was a season ticket holder with his family, and I think the next time you get the opportunity to speak to Darren, ask him about an incident in the mid-90s when his dad left for Everton. There was an article, I remember this in the Express, when apparently a teenage Darren didn't speak to his dad for about 2 weeks because he left Oldham. So
he definitely. I mean, he definitely cares.
Yeah,
there's no doubt about that, and you know that's compared. Look, I mean, compared to what we've had in the past, you know, I think to have somebody who genuinely cares and is so invested in it is great. But that doesn't mean he won't make mistakes, and he'll be the first to admit that, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. I'm confident enough that we're in good hands. I think people need to realise, because they mentioned Wrexham and they mentioned York, and I've had this conversation before. I think as a club, we're looking more at the Luton, the Lincoln kind of model of getting out of this division, and possibly the Bromley way of doing, where there are things going on off the pitch that are going to help on the pitch and are going to bring income into the club. Because that's how Lincoln did it. They didn't have someone who was chucking lots and lots of money into it. They built over time and eventually got out of it. Same with Luton, and also is it Bromley, that they kind of went on a similar track, and I think that's what's going to happen with us. Now, there's a bit of a joke. I hope, as part of the supplementing the income, I hope that they build a microbrewery, and I hope it's either at the side of the North Stand or in the North Stand, and I hope they serve beers and lagers and ciders, and I hope one of them is going to be named the #PissBoil.
A really weak, kind of yellowy lager.
A nice creamy pint of piss boil.
Another one could be the a pint of Manly Fashion, or that could be the name for the house red.
Ooh, Manly Fashion.
And my personal favourite, which would be a bitter, which would be called Barry's Twitter Tears.
It would be very bitter, though. Very, very bitter.
It'd be gravel in a glass.
Yeah.
So
it's a good idea. I think a microbrewery is a great idea, and themed beers. There's a lot of legs in that. Absolutely. Yeah, good shout.
Sexy Dave's love juice.
Oh my god. I'll just have a half. It's very potent.
And salty.
Yeah. Oh god. Right, listen, Dave. We've been on for an hour and 20 minutes now. We're definitely reaching the end. I'm running out of love juice, Dave. I need a pint of piss boil just to perk me up a bit. We've had plenty of that today.
Away from the Twitter tears.
Yeah. No more Twitter tears. Come on, no more tears in general. Apart from tears of joy, that's what we need.
Yeah,
that's what we need. Well, listen, you stay warm and safe in Nova Scotia, Dave.
Thank you, guys. The same to you up in sunny Oldham.
Dave, you Dave, you stay safe in Prestwich.
Yeah.
Yeah. And well, I'd love to say I'll see you on Saturday, but I can't see it.
No. And it's digging into my monthly subscription for the Zone as well, because I thought, oh, great, I'm going to have 6 games. It's going to work out to be about $8 a match. And the way the matches are being postponed, it's eating into that monthly subscription.
That's no good. Oh, well. Well, don't be bitter about it, will you?
No.
Right. Thanks everybody for watching and for getting in touch. I think we've had more callers today on a Thursday. I think it's been quite a good success. So
a lot better.
Better.
And as I've said to you in the past, keep up the great work.
We'll do our best, won't we, Dave?
Absolutely.
This show comes with no guarantees. Yeah. Right, we're off. Thanks, everyone. See you later.
Bye-bye. Peace.
Cheers.
Hey, Dave, did you know that listeners can now buy us a coffee or any other kind of hot beverage? What's your favourite hot beverage, Dave?
A macchiato.
And how do you like your macchiato?
Black with lots of milk. Oh.
No cream?
No.
Well, if you want to buy Dave a
macchiato,
then go to buymeacoffee.com/We Are Oldham. I'll just have a Nescafe.
Thank you, listeners.